Welcome to English and Grow. Today's topic is the special color shades. So let me challenge you. What about these shades? Do you know that green might be sage? Do you know what color is teal? What about off-white? What about amber and fuchsia? Let's dive into this. So, the first one is a color which for some people is blue, and some people will fight that this is simply green. So, this combination, this very special shade of green and blue, is called teal. What about the next one? So this kind of grayish kind of green is called sage, and it is connected with the medicinal plant, which is on the left, and that's called as sage. Now, the meaning of sage is actually there is one more meaning, and that means it is a wise person, like a guru, a teacher. That's also a sage. Now, gray, the spelling of gray might be like this, or with an A, and the shades of it might be, for example, pigeon gray or a steel gray, or if it is really dark, so it is called charcoal gray. Now, black, you can say that something is pitch black, that's like a really, really dark, or you can describe it as a raven black, and that's connected with the special bird called a raven, and you can see its feathers in the picture. Now, off-white is a beige kind of white. It means it is simply not snow white, but it is a little bit beige, like I said. So beige is over here, and let's move on to shades of red. So this, what to call it, conspicuous red, kind of cold shade of red is called brick red. And if it is more purplish, so that might be called magenta, and this one is connected with a flower, and that's called fuchsia. I actually had to look it up in a dictionary myself, so that's a fuchsia, or you can call it bright pink also, why not? This one, I had to check the pronunciation again, and it is actually called turquoise. So it's very close to teal, I would say. Maybe I might have chosen a different picture actually, but anyway, turquoise, you can look it up on your own. Now, yellow. There are many, many shades of yellow, and one is connected with mustard, which is this special dressing we love on our bread or on some sausage. And one more time, that's also a shade, so mustard. Then you can have amber, so that's a little bit darker, and amber is a kind of resin. You can also use it as jewelry. This is special resin, like beads for a necklace and so on. Now, let's continue with orange. So, orange might have this shade called tangerine. That means it is kind of dark, kind of bright. And if it is more brownish, so that might be called rust. And let's move on with this special shade. So, that's something between dark red and brown, and that's called maroon. I think that's a really beautiful color. Now, other shades of red. So, you can have crimson, or you can have scarlet. Anyway, I found these pictures. You might argue that it should have been a little bit darker. Anyway, so red is not just red, you can also have crimson or scarlet. Now, this very light shade of purple is called mauve or mauve, and it is a light, really a light shade. You can also say that a very light shade of purple is called thistle, and that's connected with this amazing plant, thistle. What do we have here? So this we called azure. So we often use it to talk about the sea, azure. And there are many, many shades of blues. You can say it's a royal blue or naval blue or sapphire, and that's connected with this gemstone, sapphire. Let's talk about shades of green. So, again, you might say that actually the pictures are the same, but you can say that this special shade of green is fern green, and that's what you see in the picture. Or you can say that this green resembles moss, and you can describe it as moss green. It could be actually really light. Anyway, I picked this picture for moss. And I personally love this shade. So that's called jade. It's a semi precious stone. And again, you can find pictures of jade which are more greenish or which are definitely lighter. This one looks like teal, and that's used very often, for example, in China ware. You can have a teacup in this shade, also made from this semi precious stone. So jade. And the last one is pewter. So that's to describe gray. And I picked it as the last one because I reckon you do not know what pewter is. And pewter is this special tin alloy which you can use, for example, to make ashtrays, or which in the Middle Ages they used to make, for example, plates and definitely many other stuff. So, what have you learned? Do you know what thistle is? Do you know what jade is? What about pewter? What about fern and the rest? So, this is it. If you like my content, please like, comment, and subscribe. And for more content, subscribe to my Patreon, English and Grow. And for online lessons, coaching, and teacher mentoring, visit my website. This is it. Remember, if you ever struggle, whatever happens, you can always use and do some breath work, because every breath, absolutely every breath, is a new beginning. I love you so much, and I see you and hear you next time.